Ha, Marakwe, Nananitsa, Comanche boy. How's everybody doing today? Excuse my voice sounding a little off because I am sick recording this video. Today I want to talk to you guys about the Oklahoma City Thunder and their misfortunes as a franchise. As you guys know, I'm a Thunder fan, so this video hits a little close to home. Been a Thunder fan as far back as I can remember because I was 4 years old when the team moved to Oklahoma City from Seattle. And, as a child, I remember watching Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Jeremy Grant, Serge Ibaka, all those great Thunder players. And it pains me to say that this team failed. They did not ever accomplish the goal. They drafted 3 straight MVPs. And I think what ended up costing them, which I'm going to elaborate on more in depth in this video, was the pieces around the big three. Now, of course, the Thunder have had great players. Like I've already said, Westbrook, Durant, Harden, Ibaka, Steven Adams, Kenyon Martin, Jeremy Grant, Victor Oladipo, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George. Like we've had a plethora of all-star slash superstar level players in our roster, but we never seem to be able to get it done, get the championship. And I think that's just because the pieces around them, like when it was the Westbrook and Harden and KD trio, they would have had the pieces if they re-signed Harden, because we would have had Ibaka still, we would have had Kendrick Perkins, we would have still got Nate Robinson, Nick Collison, we still would have had a good team, Jeff Green, but they let some of the people walk. And then when we had Westbrook and Durant duo, of course we still had Ibaka, and we had Steven Adams, and there was Andre Roberson. There's just a couple okay players that went along with them, but then you had guys like Dion Waiters, and you had guys like Kendrick Perkins who came off the bench, Enes Kanter. That was really the best bench players we could get. And then when Durant left and Westbrook carried us in 2017 for that MVP year, y'all don't understand how insane watching that season was. And like looking back on it, that team starting five was like Russell Westbrook, Alex Abrina. No, it was Russell Westbrook, Victor Oladipo, Andre Roberson, Jeremy Grant before he started averaging 15 points a game, and Steven Adams. And then off the bench we had like Alex Abrinas, Kyle Singler, Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott, and Taj Gibson were like mid-season trades. I remember that. Like it was not a very elite roster to say the least. Without Westbrook, that team probably wins 15 games. And then we got in 2018 Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. That was supposed to be the next super team in the league. I remember how excited I was when we traded Victor Oladipo, a 15 point per game guy for us, and Domantas Sabonis, who I knew he was going to be good. I don't know if I expected him to be a 18 to 20 point per game all-star, but I knew he was going to be good. But I was fine with giving that up for Paul George, a guy that has proven that he can go toe-to-toe with people like LeBron James. And then we traded, which I thought this was going to be one of the like biggest steals in NBA history. And we traded Doug McDermott and Enes Kanter for Carmelo Anthony. I was like, that's an amazing trade. Carmelo Anthony averaged 20 points a game last year, and Carmelo just ended up not fitting with the team at all. In a suppressed role, he just could. Where was I? That team was good too, like in terms of depth, in a way. Not the bench, but like they had good pieces around them. The starting five was Russell Westbrook, Andre Roberson, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, Steven Adams, and then they had guys like Jeremy Grant, who came off the bench. Then they had Patrick Patterson, who was good the year before and was really just a defensive guy that year off the bench. And that's really all I can think of for coming off the bench for us that year. That was okay. I think we still had Alex Abrinas, who was a good shooter at least. And then the next year after Melo left and we got Schroeder, I thought it was going to be like an addition by subtraction, where obviously Schroeder's not as good as Melo, but Melo didn't fit. So we had the starting five of Westbrook, Roberson, Paul George, uh, Jeremy Grant, and Steven Adams. And we were on pace to win 55 or so games until Andre Roberson tore his Achilles. And we just kind of fell off after that. Like, it's crazy. Y'all don't understand by looking at Roberson's stats just how insane Andre Roberson was as an impact player. He was going to go out and get 6 points, some rebounds, maybe some assists, shoot about 50% from the field, not make a single three-pointer, but clamp up your best player on your team and be one of the most valuable players on his. Like, his stats, that's why it pained me that he was injured for so long, because his stats were elite. And or were not elite, sorry, but he was elite. That was the problem. And we ended up winning 48 games, I think, that year instead of 55, and we lost in the first round again. And then that summer was when I think that was the last chance the Thunder had to maybe push to make a championship team. But they decided to blow it up, which was not the worst decision. But they ended up trading away Paul George to the Clippers for Shea. They traded Westbrook for Chris Paul and Danilo Gallinari. They got him too in those trades. And I thought before the year we were going to suck. We traded Jeremy Grant for a first round pick when we could have got way more for him. I thought we were going to suck that year. I'm not even going to lie. We came into the year with a starting five of Chris Paul, Shea, who averaged 10 points the previous year. I didn't expect him to go off for 20 a game. We still had dang, who was our small forward that year? Lou Dort was a mid-season undrafted rookie, and he started at small forward for us. And then we had Gallinari and Steven Adams. Then our bench, we had like Baisley, Ferguson. Dang, who came off the bench for us that year? I remember we weren't on Schroeder. Should have won Six Man of the Year that year. Like, yeah, we had a team that looking back on it was actually pretty good. We had like four dudes that went off for 20 a night. But then after that, no one else scored. Like, I think Gallinari averaged 18, Schroeder averaged 19, Chris Paul averaged 19, and Shea averaged 19, and then Steven Adams averaged 11 and 11 or 11 and 9. I was like, yeah, we're very top heavy. We ended up winning on pace to win 50 games and lost in game 7 to James Harden. I remember watching that game too where Lou Dort went off for 30. That's when I knew Lou Dort was going to be good, and I was so happy when we re-signed him. And then, of course, we traded Chris Paul and let Gallinari walk and traded Steven Adams, and that was it. That's the end of the Oklahoma City Thunder playoff runs and championship hope. And it is very unfortunate because this team has had so much talent since 2009. We've had 3 MVPs. We've had 7 Hall of Famers on the team. Like, it is crazy. We've had 8 All-Star caliber players or so, 8 or 9 All-Star caliber players. And we just never were able to put the pieces together. But we do have one heck of an all-time team and go toe-to-toe with the best of them. So, I mean, that's something. All right, I've said all I've had to say. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Join my Discord if you have anything you want to say or talk to anybody.